All right, the next presentation in our avian symposium, very fascinating bird, a little speedy bird, the Rufous hummingbird, Mr. Austin Pullar.
Yeah. Yep, so I have the Rufous hummingbird, and yes, it is fast. So, for classification, the kingdom is Animalia. The phylum is Chordata, which is fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Its class is Aves, which is birds. Its order is, I call it ornaments, which is swifts and hummingbirds. And its family is Triochilidae, which is hummingbirds. And its genus is Selesphorus. And its species is Selesphorus rufus. Physical characteristics. So, both male and female are very similar in size. They both have a wingspan of 4.3 inches, and their length is 2.8 to 3.5 inches, and their weight is 0.1 to 0.2 ounces. Here's a look at the female Rufous hummingbird. She has a greenish gold crown and back, with a white breast, and her throat has a iridescent red spot, and she has a red tail with black patches and white tips. And then the male has a green back with a red rump and tail, and a white belly and breast. His throat has a green spot and a red spot in the center. Distribution. So, they are found in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Turks, and the Cayman Islands. So, they travel farther north than any other hummingbird. And, yeah. So, summertime right here, this is their migration. And then winter, they're down here in, like, Mexico and stuff. So. Habitat. So, they when they migrate in the summer, they look for meadows and shrubby areas, and then they are also found in open woodlands. Conservation status. So right now they are least concern, and their population is decreasing, but it's not enough to become vulnerable because of their extremely large population, 6,500,000. Reproduction. Males attract females with courtship flights. Their mating season is from April to June, and males start mating, and males mate with several different females. That's how they have that big population. And females have 2 to 3 eggs. And they start mating the spring after they're born, so about a year old. Parental care. The mother sits on the eggs the whole time, and she doesn't leave the eggs unless she's getting food. And once the babies hatch, their first flight is 20 to 30 days after they're born, and the babies stay with their mother for about a year, so they basically go off and mate when they leave their mother. The nests are just made by the female, and the babies are looked after by only the female. Young male fledglings resemble the females. See, they have the green and look like them. The lifespan in the wild is 3 to 4 years, and the oldest recorded Rufous hummingbird in the wild is 8 years, 11 months. But in captivity, they can live about 3 times longer than in the wild, so we're talking like 12, 15 years. Seasonal patterns. They do migrate, and they travel 4,000 miles from their breeding grounds. Their diet is they feed on nectar from tubular flowers, so columbine, Indian paintbrush, lilies, and fireweeds. And to get their protein, they eat gnats, flies, aphids, and spiders. They consume up to 3 times their body weight per day, and they burn up huge amounts of calories equivalent to humans of 1,300 hamburgers a day, and wash it down with 60 liters of water. All of you in this room combined could not drink and eat all that in a month. So.
What? How? So they have 60 liters in a day.
Yeah.
Must take a lot of bathrooms.
Predators. So the adult Rufous hummingbird does not really have many predators because they're so fast. Whoops. Okay. So they're so fast and they can get away from predators, but they so they can fly up to 75 miles per hour, and they can fly backwards, forwards, up, down, upside down. And the only time they really have predators is when they get caught off guard, and these predators could be tiny hawks, owls, weasels, and snakes. And for the the younglings, they sometimes get taken out of the nests when the female is gone. Human relationships. So, people enjoy feeding and holding hummingbirds and having them come to their house and their feeders and stuff. And the feeders that people place out for the Rufous helps them for their migration when they go on their journey, because sometimes there isn't flowers, so they can go to someone's feeder and it will help them. And another human relationship is habitat destruction to the Rufous. And the use of pesticides can be hurtful. And also, humans, windows and stuff. So the Rufous sees itself in the window, and they're very aggressive, so they try to attack what they see, and then they run straight into it and kill themselves.
Suicide. That happens when
Yeah.
you run into a window. Yep.
They always do that.
And then on to some fun facts. The Rufous hovers like a helicopter. A female Rufous hummingbird hovers above water droplets from a backyard fountain. Crazy shit. Maneuvers like a fighter jet. Outmaneuvers a fighter jet. The Rufous can come to a dead stop from 25 miles per hour in a space no longer than an index finger. That's crazy breaks right there. They have more stamina than a top marathon athlete. About 3,900 miles one way from Alaska to Mexico. So, and they would give competitive eaters a run for their money. And that is my presentation.
Questions for Mr. Pullar?
So its top speed is 70 miles per hour.
75.
75.
Cheetah.
Can you go back, press escape, to your map up there on the distribution? So, I noticed from that map, it seems like although they're in those countries, they're only in the western part of those countries. Any idea why that is?
western part of them.
Yeah, like Western U.S. Like they're not in the East Coast or Eastern Canada or East. I guess they're in Eastern Mexico, but
I'm not sure why they're there.
interesting. Other question for you was, why do they eat so much? They're these little tiny birds. Why do they out-eat us?
Because they have a super fast metabolism and all that, like, if you've ever, like, seen a hummingbird, their wings are, like, violent when they're going. They're, like, crazy fast. And then they're just, like, darting all over the place, so they're burning up lots of calories, and with all that, calories you burn up, you gotta fill the tank, so.
Are there any other questions? Alright.